I'm going to have to go back to Camping World and really push them to take care of this. I mean, they're the ones that supposedly winterized this, so shame on them for not doing it correctly. This trailer has so many issues that as I'm going around troubleshooting and replacing fuses and checking hoses, I'm finding all kinds of issues. So I left this side panel off so I can test all the plumbing. So I'll start by putting air pressure back on this, and I'm going to turn it to city water so that I can charge all the system, and then I can go around and check all the faucets. Okay, so that I have these valves all set to city water. So what I'll do is I'm going to hook up my air hose to it. So I have my gauge on here, but it's just accepting all the air, so I'm not getting any back pressure. You can see down here where it's leaking. And then I can go around the trailer and check everything else to make sure I don't have any other leaks. Because there's some antifreeze in this system, but I'm finding a lot of water in the system too. So I'm afraid it wasn't winterized correctly. Just like my band. Went to walk around the trailer and see if there was any water leaking anywhere, and it was just pouring out of the water heater. And it has a drain plug that was in place, and there was water coming out the backside. This is an on-demand water heater, doesn't have a tank, so they probably just took this plug out and the water came out of it and they figured it was good. It's not. This has to be winterized. It has to be completely blown out, and it takes of marine antifreeze. Now, a typical water heater, you can take that plug out and blow it all out, and you'll get enough water out. You're not going to freeze the tank. I don't know about this. This is devastating. I really have no choice but to take it out. I've got to remove it, I've got to take it all apart, and I've got to diagnose it and see where this water's coming from. There's just no way. I've removed the side panel. I can't see anything, and the water was just flowing out of the front of this like a waterfall. I just got to remove this and tear it all apart and just hope it's repairable. When I put this back together, then it's just a matter of pulling that wire out, stripping it, putting it back into these little clip connectors. So then I've got my hose going to the hot wet water to the trailer, and I've got a hose coming from that main panel. So that's my inlet. And then somewhere down in here there is a gas line that I've got to disconnect. And then this should be ready to come out. Well, now that I have it out, I was able to kind of push this on to the inlet, run some air through it, and there was a pretty good sized hole just blowing out bubbles and what little bit of water residue is still in the pipe. You can see it's a pretty big hole. It's pretty soft metal, pretty thin, but it doesn't hold a whole lot of pressure, but it certainly doesn't hold back the pressure of ice. So yeah, wasn't winterized properly. As far as I can tell, going around the trailer, I'm not seeing anything else obvious of any more damage, but really won't know until I can pressurize the whole system. So, well, it's not the prettiest, but it works. Pressure tested it, it holds water. What I did is I took a 90-degree, half-inch diameter copper pipe, sliced it, slid it on, fitted it as tight as I could, soldered it all in place. First time I did it, it dripped, had a little bit of a leak. So I heated it up, put a little more solder on it, pressure tested it. It works. Like I said, it's not the prettiest, but get to put it back together. Saved 750 bucks. Well, it's all back in. So pretty big savings. I think you could probably get the coil for it for 175. I guess that's an option if this does fail again. So this is the controller to the water heater, and it's just a dark face. And it's a touch screen and nothing's turning on, so I'll have to go out to the water heater and hopefully there's a way of turning it on outside. Okay, so there is a switch right here. Once I turn that on, it should turn the system on. So I just checked the thermostat in the bathroom and this switch is not doing anything. So that means there's still something wrong with this water heater. I'm hoping when it froze and broke that it didn't damage anything. There's not a whole lot in the instructions, but as I'm noticing, there is a fuse right here. So I'm just really hoping that, like so many things in this trailer, that this fuse is blown. And it's one of these little guys. I can't find anything in the instructions that says what amp this little fuse is. I have a 6 amp. There's no markings on this little fuse either. Usually they'll have a mark on it. I'm going to go ahead and put in a 6 and hope that that takes care of it. Okay, let's turn it on. We'll go inside and see if that lights up that panel. All right, I'm at the thermostat on the wall. There is a faint on-off button here. Oh, look at that. Works after all. Cool. So everything I'm reading in the instructions, you can set the temperature at this point and the hot water will just flow constant. So now I need to just fire it up and make sure it works. All right, well fortunately it worked. I was able to do a quick test on it. I wanted to keep it running, but I just barely had a little bit of water in there and the water ran out. So it shut off. And it comes on when water flows, shuts off when water stops. It takes about a quart of water to run through the system before the faucet actually starts getting hot. But it's pretty cool. It works. Just really got lucky. Really excited about being able to save this on-demand water heater. So I've got a few other projects on this trailer that, man, talk about a trailer with a lot of issues. Very frustrating for a trailer that's not even a year old. But Grand Design has been so good to work with in their warranty department. They carried over the warranty from the prior owner. Gives me basically 2 months to be able to get all this stuff taken care of. Of course, freeze damage is not going to be covered under the warranty. I'm going to have to go back to Camping World and really push them to take care of this. I mean, they're the ones that supposedly winterized this, so shame on them for not doing it correctly. Talked to the sales manager there at Camping World. He said, yes, that's our fault. But I'm getting nowhere with them. It's been going on almost 2 weeks, and all they're doing is giving me lip service. So, all right, well, until the next video, I really appreciate you watching my videos. Give me a like if you like what I'm doing. Thanks again. Goodbye for now.